This is Karen. Welcome to another Throwback Thursday at dolallycrafts. This is the third time I've started filming this and I think my battery's running out. I know I've stuffed up a couple of times, and so a lot of my stuff is already cut out. Today we are featuring the Botanical Builders Framelits dies. So it's the florals, and I really love this set. I've only had it a short time, and all I was able to get were the dies. It was on my wish list, but by the time I got round to getting it, it was already off and retired. Now, I just wanted to show you how I'm going to get the two halves. I've already die cut the bottom of this, the bottom of the card, and to make sure it fits in perfectly with the top, what I do is bring the framelit back in, match up all of the bits and pieces there, tape that down, pull it out, and make sure that it's all well and truly stuck down. Now I'm just going to go and run this through the Big Shot, and I'll be back in a moment. Okay, so I'm back again, and we've cut all the bits out that we need to. So now we can just fit this piece together like so. Now what I need to do is mount it on another piece of cardstock. So I've got some cardstock here, and I'm just going to place a heap of tape across this double-sided tape so that I know the pieces that I'm putting on are going to stick nicely. So we'll pop this piece on first and give that a good rub with the bone folder to make sure it's adhered, and the glitter is going everywhere. So I'm going to bring this piece in now and give that a smoothing down over the top to make sure that that's adhered nicely. And then I have all the tiny pieces that came out of these empty spots, and I'm going to put each of them back in and give them a good press down to make sure that they're adhered properly. Get rid of all of the excess glitter that's sticking there. Now there is one small piece missing. I don't know where it's gone, and it's just that like little tiny piece there. No, what I'll do is I'll just trim that. I don't know where it's disappeared to, so just give all of that a really good burnishing. Okay. As you can see, there's just glitter everywhere here, so we'll move that aside. Now, as I said, I've already done a fair bit of work on this one because I'd started it so many times. So I do have my flower ready. Now, I also used these large palmy type leaves to die cut those, and I die cut those out of vellum. This is a very soft looking card, so I'm just going to apply a little bit of fuse on the back of these two vellum pieces, and we don't need to worry about the glue being visible because we're going to be covering the pieces up. So I'll just move those aside. Now I also die cut one of these really feathery type pieces, and I did that in the champagne foil that was in this year's winter catalogue, Christmas catalogue. So I'm just going to pop some of that on the back there as well, and then this I'm going to pop on our large flower with a dimensional so that it sticks up a little bit. Like so. And that just gives it a little bit of dimension. Now the flower is comprised of that die, which gives it the 3D look. This one, which is the centre with all the little I can't remember what the names are, the little fronds that stick up, and then there was this little flower was cut out of some more of the glimmer paper. So they were the dies that were used. Now I'm going to bring in a pearl, and I'm just going to stick that in the centre there. Whoops, I'm losing the blade out of my craft knife there, and because of that I didn't get that on straight. So there we go. The pearl's in the middle. I'm just going to bring in my scissors and trim away this excess cardstock. There we go. So that won't be visible from the front. And I'm going to bring in my paper trimmer, and I'm just going to trim probably 1/4 of an inch. No, it's 1/8 of an inch off the side there, so that you can't tell that part of the one of the leaves was missing. Now all I want to do now is bring in the sentiment, and the stamp set that I'm using is, it's the wedding set. Just Does 2, I think it was. I can't even see it. What have I done with it? For the new 2 it is, and it's an old one that retired last year for the new 2. And I'm just going to stamp this up the top there, and hopefully I got that round the wrong way, the right way. We'll find out in a minute. I'm actually using silver embossing powder, and I put it on upside down. Crisis averted. As I said, I was hoping that I had that stamped the right way around. I didn't. It was upside down. So because I've covered that, I've gotten rid of the embossing powder, and all I've done is gone over it with my anti-static bag. Not that that's helped much, because there's a stain on the paper where the words were. So I'm stamping it again, as you can see, on just a normal piece of paper, a normal piece of cardstock, and I'm going to emboss that. Okay, I've gotten that embossed now. Pop the lid back on there, and I'm going to bring in my punch, and it's the fancy label punch, and I'm hoping this is going to fit. Doesn't seem to want to go through. There we go. No, it's not going to. Yes, it is. Let's see. No, I think I'm going to have to trim this normally and then mount it. So I will bring this in, and I will just do a cut and make sure that I've got equal distance between the uprights, and yes, that one looks good. So I'm going to bring my scissors in and give a flag to the end. not the ideal scissors to use because they don't come to a point. So there we go. So we're going to pop that across the top there, and I'm going to pop those up on dimensionals as well. So I'm going to put 3 dimensionals there, and for an added bit of elegance I'm going to bring in, this is the white organza ribbon that's currently in the celebration, not the celebration catalogue, but the occasions catalogue, and I'm just going to pop that across where I made the error of stamping. So I'm just going to pop that across there like so. Take off the backing for the dimensionals, and then I'm going to pop that just across like so. Yes, and then I'm going to trim this level with the edge of the card. There we go, and I'm just going to trim the end of that there. Now we'll bring in the card base, which I haven't trimmed because, as I said, I've made this half a dozen times. So we're going to take that to 11 inches, trim it off, make sure it's sitting at 4 inches. There we go, and then I'm going to score it at 5.5 and then fold. And that way our measurements will suit both the Australian and European as well as the American sizing. So there we go, and then I'm going to bring in some more dimensionals and just slather them all across the back. Like so. Yes, I've gone overboard. Ah well. I have got glitter everywhere. I had to go and pick up Missy from school, and I got in the car and the sunlight was glinting off my legs, and when I looked down I was covered in glitter. There is glitter everywhere. Okay, so that, I'm just going to move all of these out the way. I have got glitter everywhere. Okay, that's our finished card, and this was the card we started with today. I'm not sure whether I showed it at the beginning of this recording, but this is the card that I made as a sample, and this is our finished card. Instead of having the tiny pearls all over it, I decided to bling it up a little bit, bring in a wedding sentiment, and voila. Well, I hope you liked today's card. Despite all the errors that occurred while I was making it, I managed to save it, and I think it looks quite nice. Okay, have a great day, and I'll see you again later.